before we actually start the meeting, let me just introduce myself. My name is Professor Simonakis. I'm the faculty coordinator of the Business Society. And standing right beside me is our office's president, Nathalise Cambara, and June, she's our vice president of the Business Society, and Lenny Most, he is our treasurer. So, like I said, before we start, I just want to introduce you to one speaker. His name is Al. Come here, Al. He is from the Career Mentoring Services of Queensborough Community College, and he's going to talk to you briefly about what the organization is about, and then we're going to introduce you to our main guest speaker.
Hi, everyone. As Professor Kosmonakis said, my name is Al Cardinale. I'm from the Career Mentoring Program, and we're a grant-based program right now that we set students up with a mentor in your relevant field. We serve students in all different majors across the school, but mainly in, I think, nursing, the sciences, engineering, and business, of course. Let's see. If you decide to sign up, it's pretty simple, actually. You come in for an appointment with us. You meet with us. If the meeting's about 15 minutes to a half an hour, we just get a sense of what your goals are, your aspirations, your major, of course, and we try and set you up with a mentor who's in your field. And that person will be able to give you directions on perhaps what classes to take, how to build your resume, and can open you up to a few ideas of what different fields your major can actually get you to. Let's see. The meetings, you contact with them mainly through email or phone. That first email contact that you make with them, you have to let us know. Yeah, you contact them as frequently or infrequently as you like. So it doesn't have to be incredibly time-consuming. It's just something that you have to keep going. Yeah. So are there any questions? Yeah. We'll be set up in the back, actually, if anyone wants to sign up. We have flyers to hand out and sheets for you to sign up for it. First, you meet with someone from our office and we sign you up with the mentor. The first thing that happens when you sign up for it is you will email them, tell them who you are, and you can just contact them, like I said, just through email or phone if you wish. If you want to meet with them in person, we'd prefer them to meet on the campus. But yeah, they'll just be. I mean, a lot of the time they're actually alumni from this school, so they'll be able to get the professors to go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll help you just give you some direction.
You guys are done with the meeting. I'm going to introduce you to our guest speaker in a second, but we have 2 meetings coming up in October and in November. And the one next month is on how to create a professional looking resume. Okay? Many of you may not be looking for a job, but it's good to go to this workshop to get ready when the time comes. So I do hope you can make it. And the other seminar in November is going to be how to develop your interview skills. So again, we have the flyers out there in front. Before you leave, do pick them up. Okay, so this way you can come to the meetings. All right, so let me introduce you now to Suzanne Grossman. She is the Internship Coordinator of Career Services, and she's going to be talking to you about the importance of internships and how to make the most of it, and how to go about finding these internships. So let's give her a nice round of applause.
We're located in L429. We're very user-friendly. And if you have questions as I go along, please raise your hand. I'd like to address them as I go along. And then we'll see where it takes us. I'm going to talk not just about internships, but really about our office and while you're with us, the advantages that we can offer you. So if you go to our website, so if you go to the QCC website that you see up above, if you either type in career services here or go to the site index and career services should be here. I think it's faster if I go the other way just because I know where I am. So give me 1 second. It will take you to our homepage, and along the left side here are notices. If you go in as student graduate, you will have all kinds of information about software that is available for you to use that helps you every step of the way in your either internship or job searches. Many of our students need part-time jobs while they are students here. I was one of them. It's not easy to do on your own. Your resume needs, and we're going to do resume and cover letter another time, but I want to touch upon it. Your resume needs to be perfect. No spelling errors, no grammatical errors. Now, it's also a difficult thing to talk about yourself. Some people can put together a resume but don't communicate in a sophisticated enough way about what they do, the duties and responsibilities at their job. We can help you with that. Along here are all these live links. Optimal Resume is software that you can go to, set up a user ID, and have a place where you can store many resumes, many cover letters. It's software that helps you put it together. For instance, when you pick objective, it will give you a list of objectives that you can choose from. And of course, you can modify the wording so that it suits you. We encourage you to take advantage of these package deals that Queensborough or the City University of New York has provided you with. They're expensive. You would not ordinarily be able to get access to it. Optimal Resume is being unified not just here at CUNY, but really across the country. I'll be doing a workshop on this tomorrow at 2 o'clock in Library LB14, the basement, so LB14. It's a whole workshop just on Optimal Resume. Another program that might interest you is this one, Focus, which is exactly what the name says. It helps you focus on what it is that you will be happy at and good at based on skills, values, interests. We urge you not to base it on your skills because you are developing your skills now. There's a workshop. I alternate, and another person, we alternate this and the Optimal Resume. So tomorrow's Optimal Resume, the following Thursday is going to be this career advisement software. You answer a battery of questions. You may know you want to be in business, but do you want to be in human resources, or do you want to be an administrator in a smaller department? Do you want to be recruiting, or do you want to be managing? So it helps you figure out where in business do you want to be. Do you want to be an accountant in business? Do you want to be an accountant in business in a high fashion couture company, in an artist kind of environment, or do you want to be an accounting in a manufacturing company where all you're going to do, not all, but what you do is administrate and take care of statistics. So it will help you refine it. It is coordinated with our majors, our curricula. So if you're studying something, you can click on the profession and see what it links to, the different kinds of jobs, the salaries that go with it. So when you're not under pressure and you have the time, we encourage you to take advantage of these. All of these are links to the programs. If you go in to develop the skills I need, now I went in through, just to refresh your memory, I went in through student graduate, okay? If you go in to develop the skills I need to launch a successful job search, you will have samples here. This is our resume format that we like to use. So becoming paperless was sort of mind-boggling for us because we like paper, we're used to filing things away and retrieving it. Now we've filed it away so that it's convenient for you to retrieve whenever you would like. I am the internship coordinator here on campus. Anybody want to venture a guess as to what an internship is? Hands? Loud. Situation. Great. Anybody else? what it's like. Internships are a growing trend, especially in a bad economy. Companies still need manpower. Now, internships were something that students that had very good grades, that were looking for challenges, that had connections, would have the opportunity to pursue. It has grown in its scope in terms of the students becoming aware of it and pursuing it on their own. It has also grown in a sense that companies, and especially now in a bad economy, that need manpower, know to recruit for interns. Internships, as the young woman up above said, can be paid or unpaid. They can be credit or non-credit. Paid, sometimes you get a stipend at the end. Sometimes you get your transportation paid for. Sometimes you get lunch paid for. Sometimes it's completely unpaid in terms of monetary remuneration, but the payoff is that it goes on your resume as professional experience. So if there are 2 or 3 candidates vying for the same position, and one of them has straight A's and no internship experience, one of them has poor grades and internship experience, but one of them has some A's, B's, a high 2-point-something GPA, and 2 internships with recommendations from these professional individuals. Across the board, the student that has the internship experience will be chosen, even though this other student may even have a 4.0 GPA, because they've demonstrated their ability to work in a professional situation with people in a real situation, incorporating what they've learned in the classroom. So what an internship in essence does is it bridges the gap between your classroom and book learning and the real workplace. So it really is in your best interest. If you're working, and it is closely related to what you're going into, you perhaps can get credit for that job in a cooperative education class here on campus, but I'm going to get into that. So this is our website, again, with the tools on here. I urge you to take advantage of this also. Get familiar with it. You should have a resume already. Some students have no working experience. That's no excuse for not having a resume. Much more effective to have your resume put together and ready to go so that when you need it, you just pull it up. If you're under pressure and you've already called about a job and they're saying, okay, fax me your resume and just send me also along with it your schedule is the only thing you should have to work up on paper quickly. The resume needs to be tight. It's a package that if somebody has 10 seconds or 20 seconds to make a first impression of you, the same way as if you got dressed and went to an interview, your resume needs to get someone's attention, not because it's poorly written, not because it's poorly laid out, but because it's crisp and neat and organized. Okay? Also, back on the website, just so you can see, I'm going to go into College Central Network, but bear with me one moment. Career spots are short videos. If you click on one, it's maybe 4 minutes. It's possible at the end I may pick one, but these are very effective videos that if you don't feel like reading or what have you, in 4 minutes you can get a great message about what needs to be addressed, how to dress. If you, for instance, happen to be applying for a job and for some unforeseen, fateful reason you end up in an elevator with the president of the company and you know who it is, what would you say about yourself? If this were your dream job, what would you say? And it's called the elevator pitch. If you happen to find yourself, for the time that it takes to get from the first floor to the 30th floor, which is maybe 17 seconds in some buildings, what would you say about yourself? Okay, so there's videos about that, the art of saying thank you, the importance of networking. I can't begin to tell you the networking now is how everyone is functioning. We can help you with the skills that you need, communicating, expressing yourself, but networking is critical, and internships are an optimal way of getting networking. You're talking to people that are already working in the field. I can't say every time, but I can tell you that many times internships do turn into jobs. Especially, and we encourage you and urge you wholeheartedly to go on to get your 4-year degree. And that's one of the other benefits of doing an internship. You will meet people who will also impress upon you the need to continue with your education, whatever it takes. So there are many, many benefits to you for taking an internship, and there are many, many benefits to the employer for getting not just one intern, but several interns. And I can tell you on November 4th, here on campus, I'm coordinating an Internship Forum. We have companies coming that are going to be recruiting from many, many majors. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can get there. Okay, I just want to show you briefly. First of all, you all get Tiger Mails. It comes from a number of places. The ones that come from me, and it says Internship Forum attachment, I will be coordinating. Let me just see which one it is. Open. This is, okay. This is the flyer that you're going to be getting through your Tiger Mail about the forum. This is a communications, this is the body of it, informing you of an internship forum here on campus. And the third attachment to it, I shouldn't have closed it. The third attachment is, no, that's the second. I apologize, bear with me. Don't tell me this is two of the same. Student Tiger Mail Internship Form. No. There is on you, oh, here it is. Your Tiger Mail has a list of the companies that are attending and the various areas that they will be recruiting from. This is a partial list at this point. I'm still waiting for a couple of other companies to respond. So you need to open your Tiger Mails. You need to be reading it, and you need to be informed. And more and more offices like ours are becoming paperless. This is the Tiger Mail that you probably have received. These are 18, you get this about twice a month. These are new internships only. I try not to repeat them unless there's an application that came in subsequent to the notice. So these are all new internships. This one is on campus. This is to do with the Holocaust Center. So I urge you to check your Tiger Mail and make sure that you're informed, because a lot of them have deadlines, and there's nothing I can do if you've passed a deadline. I try to make phone calls. I try to facilitate on your behalf. Come on. So while it's doing this, okay, let's go back. Any questions so far? Yes. Okay, good question. Freshmen can get internships, but there are concerns. Number one, as a freshman, if you got a 95 average in high school and you're a freshman, you're probably good to go. However, in your first semester here, no matter how well you did in high school, there's a transition that you have to make. There's just a balance in organizing yourself. We don't want you distracted. So if in your second semester you would like to do an internship, I think that's a great time. If you've had a 95 average in high school and you want to do an internship, it's going to be for non-credit. So what does that mean? Every class that you take here, you get credit for. Some classes are 1 credit, some classes are 4 credits, some classes are 3 credits. Has to do with the number of hours that you're putting in. If you're, well, let's leave it at that because this is really business. So, in each of the departments, including the social sciences, where it's called urban studies, if you look through your catalog, it goes in order. First, it talks about the department, and again, this is online. You can see your catalog online. Let's see, current students. And you should be able to find the PDF of the catalog. Let's see. So in the catalog, it will list the courses. First, the Series 100 classes, then the Series 200, 300, 400, 500. You can't take a Series 200 math unless you've qualified with the Series 100. Everyone understand what I'm talking about? And you can't take the Series 400 math or French or whatever it is without having the prerequisites, the lower courses. So in business, you may have to take the BU 101 or the BU and the BU 102 before you can take a 200 or a 300 class. Well, this cooperative, it's called Cooperative Education class. Sometimes they're also called independent study, but that's separate. The Cooperative Education class is a Series 900. It's at the end of the list in whatever departments, including the social sciences, where it's under urban studies, has 3 requirements. 1, that you have a minimum number of credits overall, which generally puts you in your second year. A minimum GPA, and some departments it may be 2.0, other departments it may be as high as 3.0. And the prerequisite classes for that department. So it can be anywhere from 6 credits in some departments to 12 credits in another department to 36 credits in another department. So that's the difference between credited and uncredited. If you're not eligible to register for this cooperative education class, which you must do through a faculty person, that's called the faculty coordinator, and I will show you where you find that on our website. So if you're eligible to register for this class, one second. You would speak to the cooperative education coordinator because this is not like a regular class. Down here where it says find internships, co-ops, and other work experience. So if you go into co-ops, it will explain about it. And it says, to obtain a listing of departments and faculty internship coordinators, click here. This is the list. Accounting, business is Professor DeAgnes. It has all of the departments. This changes regularly. We try to keep it up to date. You would have to speak to Professor DeAgnes to register for the cooperative education class. And the reason for that is when you do this internship class, you're not on campus. It's not like your teacher can take attendance as to whether you had 3 absences or whether you took the tests. You are registering for this class, you are getting credit towards your degree, but you're off campus. You are going to the internship. And so you have to follow the directions that the faculty coordinator, like in any class you get a syllabus, you have to do what the teacher tells you to do. If he or she says, I want you to call me once a week or email me a little report of what you're doing, sometimes there's paperwork that you need to have signed at the beginning and or the end. Some internships, you apply for, and all of the internships are obtained in the same fashion that you apply for a job. We do not place you. So the process that you go to is very akin, very similar to if you were looking for a job. So it's very empowering that you know the process, that you've been through an interview, and that you've gotten the internship on your own power, even though we've provided you with the information that they need an intern. Some companies have a broad range of internships that they're recruiting for. We have some companies that are coming for specific curricula that we have, mechanical engineering, AutoCAD. But in business, we have the MTA coming. There were a couple of companies you'll see where business is listed, and it's broad spectrum in terms of what they are looking for. Some of the companies have representatives coming that were students here, and they love what they do. They remembered us, and we hope you remember us well when you graduate from here and go on and are successful too, because our students are very, very accomplished. Okay, the curricula are very broad, and our students are sought after when it comes to internships. And the reason is the company gets the benefit of your fresh new knowledge, either in technology or the way systems work, the way people are quickly taking care of things as opposed to having to do things through the mail. So you bring a new perspective to a business, and your valuable hands, in addition to gaining training, the company gains insight into how new ideas in business take off, and networking is a huge part of that. Any questions while I'm switching here? Okay. Now, on the website, I just want to show you this, is College Central Network. We used to have a very big resource room where we housed, did you have a question? I'm sorry? Internships are professional working situations that you apply for, that you have an explanation as to what requirements they have and what the duties are, just like a job. But you go there as a student. It is understood you are not employed. And by registering for the cooperative education class, you're acknowledging that you're not being hired for a job, but that you're there to work as a student, and you gain credits towards your degree. Yes, did I answer your question? It's all of those. It's a very broad spectrum in terms of how to. And I have also cold called companies and had internships created for students in particular niches, in particular small areas that they're interested in. We have a lot of departments. Artists, for instance, the art and design department, artists can use interns, and interns there, therefore learn the process there. Here in business, we have a lot of internships in a variety of areas. So let me just go back to this, because I may answer your question a little more fully. This is on our website. It's called College Central Network. When you go on the first time, and on most of these software programs that link to our website, you will have to create a user ID and a password so that you always continue to have access to it. So if you go here, and I have one already, so go to Student Central. Once you do, you're going to put in the school here, so bear with me one second. And this is, when you enter it, this is what you will see. Upcoming events and programs, workshops. The Internship Forum is listed here. You can see it's Wednesday, November 4th from 1 till 3 in this room. Bring resumes. okay? Because these companies are looking to recruit for interns. So that's the Internship Forum. But here, if you go to search for job opportunities, posted to my school, you can limit the search to any degree. So here, if you go into, say you want business administration, now understand, here at this school, we can be considered a liberal arts college. So if you go into liberal arts here, I just want to give you an instance of, you can do any location as opposed to outside the U.S., on campus outside the USA. Now here, I'm going to pick co-op and internship and do begin search. And what comes up is a list. Here's intern for government and community affairs, intern music under, all of these are internships. There are 5 pages. So internships get listed in a variety of ways. We used to have a resource room with books, with all the internships listed. They're all online now under all of the different majors that we have. So sometimes it's multiple listing because the internship applies to more than one major. Internships, if there's a company, frequently students come and ask me for a job or an internship, and I ask them, what do you want? Literally, what do you want? Do you want to be in Queens? Do you want to be in Manhattan? Do you live in Staten Island? We have students that live in Brooklyn. Where do you want to be physically? Where do you want to be in business? So you refine the same way that you refine your education and you refine these answers, you will know what you're looking for. Do you want to be in publishing? Do you want to be in the city? Well, then now we need a list of publishing companies here in New York. So it's a step-by-step process to find the internship that you want. And critical is the time element. You are only with us if you're taking 15 credits a semester, if you're taking 12 credits a semester and 3 in the intersessions, that's 15 credits. You will be with us 4 semesters. Each semester is only 15 weeks, including finals. So it's very quick. So you have to know that you want to do this, and you sort of have to juggle the elements to be able to implement your plan. I send out internship notices the semester before, round about registration time. And the reason I do this is, if you are inclined to take an internship for credit, you need to do that around registration time. And if 3 credits of it are going to be the internship class, well, are you taking 15 credits or are you going to take 12 credits if you don't have any other requirements? So you have to, it has to fit for everyone. One second, he had a question first. Yes? Now, what are you interested in? Business finance. Take a look on this website, College Central Network. Come into the office. You have a resume? Resume. First step, resume. You must. And now is the time, perfect time. We have walk-in hours. If you go back to the screen, it's posted in several places on our website. Workshop, diversity, where is it? Walk-in hours. Walk-in hours. Come in with your resume. Put it, you must have something on paper. You can use Optimal Resume. Try using Optimal Resume now when there's no pressure on you, because you can put together resumes and cover letters quickly. You can also publish it to a private website. Now, I'm not talking about Facebook. I'm not talking about you mistakenly putting your website out in public. You create a website that Only the employer or the employers that you want to have access to it can have access to it. So you post your resume there. You can have a portfolio. I don't know if students here have e-portfolios, but that's a growing trend also. And you control who has access. And if it's limited, once you're finished, you can just take that website down and set up a different one. The nice part about that, briefly, and I'll cover this tomorrow in the workshop, is you can put in what are called info bites. You can have your whole resume typed up, but when it's published to the internet, you can have little icons that when you hover over, other additional pieces of information pop up when it's live on the internet. It won't come up when you're just working on it or it's just, you print it, but it comes up on the live website. So it's really a step ahead of where you're going to need to be, and it will remain a step ahead, whatever is happening. There's also interview programs, Perfect Interview, and there's interview programs on the Optimal Resume to help you develop the ability to analyze yourself. If you have a camera and a microphone, you can video yourself and take a look. Is there enough eye contact? Am I sitting on the edge of my seat, or am I sitting back confidently? Am I sitting straight, or am I looking distracted? So you can work on these issues before they deter you from getting the job or the internship that you want. 1 second, hold on to that. Yes?
Is internship another way of returning back into the workforce due to you've been laid off, your company's been downsized?
Interesting question.
And you only have a resume?
Depending on the criteria for the internship, it's not really because you have to be, let's put it this way. Many people have gone back to school as a result of the economy, which is a good thing. It's a bad thing, and I find for every good there's a bad, and for every bad there's a good. It's tough, and nothing lasts forever. Not the good, not the bad. But an internship, I don't think you can look at really as a way back into the workforce. I think you need to look at it more as just an educational experience. I think that's what you need to look at it as, because most of the time, that's how they're going to look at you, unless you really are some kind of dynamic worker. And I have seen situations where most of the time the company is not keeping interns, especially if they're from the 2-year college, because they want them to go to the 4-year college. But I have seen extraordinary young people that the company has bent rules to hold on to them. And the student has continued to go to school while continuing as an intern. But I think you need to honestly look at the internship as an educational experience. From us. Try Optimal Resume, put something down. You can take a look back on the other part of the website, Out of College Central Network. If you go to our website and go into where it said student graduate, go down. Remember, I went here from student graduate, I hit student graduate, I got to this page, down here, develop the skills I need, and right here is a resume format. Follow these directions. This is how the school is written. Come in during walking hours, which I showed you was on College Central Network or on our regular website, and come to the workshop tomorrow from 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in LB 14. It's worth it. So you need a resume, and we can help you with that. I had him back there, and then you. Thanks. L4 Library 429. We're very user-friendly, really. Okay, good question. He has a resume, he has work experience. Can he go straight into an internship? Going straight into an internship still requires planning. If it's a non-credited internship, you can do that anytime. Even a freshman can do it. If it's a credited internship, You have to be able to register for that cooperative education class, which means you're going to have to do it this semester when you register. And you have to understand that you're going to apply for it. So whatever the listing is for the internship, it has information, how to apply, fax, email, or whatever, cover letter and resume. So, and then if you have a resume but no cover letter, then what? You can do that cover letter. Cover letter explains who you are, what job you're looking for, but it demonstrates your ability to communicate in writing. Huge, especially in business. And we can help you with that. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing. But having a resume and cover letter that are polished, and we encourage you to write them, try writing it, and then we can help you perfect it. But owning the words in both of those documents gives you the words to use in an interview. If someone else writes your resume and then the interviewer asks you a question and you're not familiar with what they're talking about, how are you going to address what you did in that job? If you write it, you own it. And those words can easily come off your tongue when you're in a pressure situation. Your resume's job is to get you the interview. You get the job or the internship in the interview. Communications. Your whole experience with us and throughout your education is learning to communicate better and more succinctly to get what you want. Not just what you need, but what you want. That's what education is all about. Yes? Yes. Especially if you have a good GPA, because it shows your ability to multitask, to function on different levels simultaneously, which is why we don't want it to hurt your education. If you're working, many times the employer does not care whether you have a test coming up. Some employers are wonderful and they're going to be flexible. Sometimes that's not the case and you have to be very, very careful. Sometimes the enticement of making a nice amount of money initially pulls you away from your education, but your ability to move ahead when you've limited your education is profound. The statistics across the board show, for every degree that you get, your salary goes up by thousands and then eventually by tens of thousands. And over the course of your lifetime, multiply that out. It's profound. In addition to adding to the quality of your life in general, to be exposed to different ideas, different people, to be open in a world that's now a global community. It's not just Bayside anymore. The computer, you could have friends across the world. So you have to be open to all of these things and able to communicate. Yes? Wait, if an internship is not... How does the other school... How do they know you're doing it? It's on your resume. Usually what? It depends on what it is that you're doing. If it's only an application that you're filling out and the college doesn't ask, well, it may come out in an interview if they're interviewing you. Some schools still interview you before they admit you, at which point that's perfect information for an interview. But doing the internship gives you an enormous sense of self-identity and self-sufficiency that comes across, whether it's on your resume or your application.
My second question is, how long do you have to be in that internship for you to put it on your resume?
You can do work that may have been a day long, depending on what it is. If it's germane, if it's relevant to your curriculum, to the job that you're looking for, then you can put it down. Some people do volunteer work and it goes under community service, but it may be directly relevant to what it is. So an internship for credit generally runs the course of a semester. So we're talking about if you're doing it for credit, say it requires, and this may vary from department to department also, you may be doing 150 hours 130 hours for the semester. That could be 10 hours a week, 15 hours a week. If you're a full-time student, you can only do an internship part-time. If you're a part-time student, you do an internship part-time. If you're off for the summer, you can do an internship full-time. Okay? So there are structures in place to prevent you from losing your way in your education. On your resume, an internship would go under, I've seen resumes where students have their work experience separate from their internship experience. Just make it simple for the person, integrate them, and just put them in chronological order so they can see. And generally speaking, you want to put the most relevant things in the description that are relevant to the position or the internship that you're looking for. Just because it's on your resume is not sufficient. You need to be looked at like the person that can do the job for them. Put whatever requirements they have towards the front of your list. Move it, cut and paste it so it's in the front. Generally speaking, the more important qualities are people interaction. So if you've worked with customers, that goes before answering a phone, faxing, filing, organizing, writing reports. Now, writing reports is more important than the filing and the faxing, but perhaps not as important as the answering the telephone. So this is a judgment call. How do you, in writing, communicate about yourself? We can help you with that. Optimal Resume can help you with that. You can see samples on the internet. We prefer you use a Microsoft Word document to a template. A template limits the amount of information that you can put in. So you're constantly retyping your resume. Increases the chances every time by 100% that you're going to make a whole other range of errors in typing and grammar. So when we go over your resume with you, save it. Save it on the hard drive, save it, email it to yourself, because if your hard drive goes down, you can still get email anywhere, any place, okay? So we urge you in some way to save this, like a fail-safe mechanism. Any other questions? So let me just show you a bit more. So we've tried to enable you as best we can, and we're there. We're in the office from 9 to 5 Monday, Thursday, and Friday, and Tuesday and Wednesday from 9 o'clock till 7 o'clock. We work by appointment mostly, except for the walk-in hours. The walk-in hours, you can just walk in. You can go through our site map. We have a job fair that is on this, it's going to be 2010. It will be April 28th. And we encourage you to take advantage of all of these opportunities here, especially if you're not under pressure. Now, an internship can make a huge difference in a number of ways. You can learn about the type of situation that you will be working in. You can learn about a company and perhaps pursue working there part-time, or when you do want a job, stay in touch with people there, stay in touch with everybody at the company, because you will make friends and acquaintances. You have to treat it as a job. You're there for a reason, and if for some unforeseen reason you're not going to show up, you need to develop the professional skills that you would on a job and call just as if it was a job. I'm sorry, I'm not going to make it in today. If it happens that you're sick in the middle of the night, you can leave a voicemail, and then when you're up in the morning at whatever time, call and make sure that they got that message. I've gotten calls from companies, so-and-so hasn't shown up, and I'm tracking people down. There were all kinds of technicalities. I had one student that ended up taking an incomplete and still was working for the company, but hadn't contacted the faculty coordinator. So the faculty coordinator contacted me, and it took me 2 days to track the student down and to explain to him that if you get an incomplete, and not just in a co-op class, if you get an incomplete in any of your classes and you don't take care of it the following semester, it's going to turn into an F. You can get an extension to finish it the following semester, but if you don't finish it, it's going to turn into an F. So there's a good and a bad to everything. This kind of process requires you to be diligent and conscientious, but that's how you should be as a worker. Yes?
So you have to make the assumptions of, calling the company of whether you can be late or not, but like if you can also clarify if you do it so many times or repeatedly.
Well, that can definitely happen. And if you're doing an internship, they may say that you haven't done the hours that you're supposed to do, and then you're going to have an incomplete, like I just described. So this is a situation where, and I'll tell you, more companies want you to do it for credit, because when they've done it with students who are doing it for non-credit, the student cannot show up and decide they're not doing it, and there's no recourse, there's no repercussions for it. So more and more companies are saying the student must be doing this for credit, and that does two things. Number one, it lets the student and the company know that the student must be doing those hours, and it clearly delineates for the company's benefit that you are not an employee. Okay? If you registered for the co-op class, it's obvious you weren't employed, and so you're not eligible for whatever benefits the employees are. Because I can imagine if the student is doing it for non-credit but is working, that they think in some way they've been hired. So that misunderstanding goes out the window when you're doing it for credit. You can do up to 6 credits towards your major here on this campus. We encourage you to stay with us till you graduate, because the rate of success for students who get their associate's degree is higher, much higher, than the rate of success, meaning going to the 4-year school and graduating. It's much higher if you get your degree than if you transfer before you graduated. So you're eligible to do 6 credits here towards your associate's degree, and then you are entitled to do additional internship credits towards your 4-year degree, but you must follow their criteria, not ours. I'm sure it's very similar, but just so long as you understand, we govern, even though it may be a CUNY school, we govern this school 6 credits, and I believe Queens College is also 6 credits towards your major, which is really great. Yeah. Now, the credit may transfer, well, the credits don't stay here, they go with you, period. All your credits, nothing, I mean, records stay here, but that's it. But the credits may, if you take a credit-bearing internship here in your major, here at CUNY, the credits all transfer. It just may not qualify in your major because you haven't graduated from here. So you may have to take another class in its place. For instance, say you graduate from here. Instead of graduating with 60, you're transferring with, say, 30 credits. 3 credits are the co-op class. So 3 credits will go towards your 120 credits at Queens College, but it may be in an elective, it may be in something else, a LASAR requirement. It may not be in your major. So say you had 30 credits in your major, you may only have 27 in your major and have to do the other credit, you know, they may take another class. And that's the nature in general. You may have all of the accounting classes here, but you may have to take one of their accounting classes in its place in addition, okay? So the credits will transfer, but maybe not towards your major. I answered it? Okay. Any other questions? Our office has changed in a sense that we are now online, so we're always accessible. You can email us, College Central Network. You can upload your resume and have employers look at your resume. They get approved. Once you upload it, if it's approved, it will go online. If it's not approved, it'll get shot back to you with a little message saying it needs this, 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 or this. But it's an interactive website that's always being updated. Jobs are always coming in, internships are coming in, enough that I'm doing a mailing twice a month. Again, if it says for credit, you must speak to what's called the Cooperative Education Coordinator. In the business department, you can speak to either Professor Suzanne DeAgnes. If you're in the business office admin technology, then you can speak to Brenda Hirsch. And also in business, I think Mona Seiler. You will see them all at the Internship Forum. I hope you come. It's a worthwhile experience. There's a lot of information similar to this, but you will be able to speak to company representatives who will have more detailed information. And as I said, meet some of our graduates who went on to professions that they love and are looking to hire our students as interns. Some of them are paid. The MTA has internships in just about every curriculum except maybe the health-related fields that we have. And there, I believe, you get a Metro Pass that you use the entire time you're an intern, and you can use it anytime. So even if you're interning, you know, on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and you're going out Saturday and Sunday, you can still use it. So that's a nice benefit. And with the MTA, you can have an internship in any of the 5 boroughs. Any other questions? It's been my pleasure. Come visit us. Take advantage of the opportunity to have your resume looked at before you graduate. Good luck. Thank you.